So, the NBA is filled with stars, but only a few can bend the game to their will, and that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai is just one of those rare players. His style isn't about overwhelming athleticism or extra flashy moves. It's all about subtle control, precision, and a deep understanding of the game and how to play his cards right. Every dribble, step, and shot he makes is extremely calculated, as he's mastered the game through nuance, the art of pace changing, and efficiency. Whether he's breaking down defenses with his drives to the basket, torching opponents in the mid-range, or setting up his teammates for them to succeed, Shai's impact is felt everywhere on the floor, and it leads to him averaging 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 64% true shooting. Now, if we're to put the magnifying glass on his skill and look at his last 5 games, Shai has been lighting his opponents up, pouring in 36 points a night with 5 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with it, and is converting at an absurd clip with a 74% true shooting percentage. To get right to the bread and butter of his game, we must dissect Shai's secret weapon, and that is the ability to slice and dice the defense. He has an undeniable ability to dictate the tempo, find slight angles to exploit the defense, and for the best part about it, it's always like he's 2 steps ahead of them. When coming off the screen versus the Timberwolves, there's 2 ways Shai could attack. For starters, he could go right down the middle of the floor, but this would allow Randle and Naz Reid to collapse on him. So the smart angle to attack is to the outside of Randle, as Shai knows Anthony Edwards can't fully help off due to Isaiah Joe's 3-point shooting, and this one here leads to a speeding bucket inside. I know when you look at Shai, he doesn't strike you as the fastest guard, but if defenders underestimate him and aren't ready for it, before they know it, he'll be at the basket slipping it in. This ability to have such a quick burst out the dribble is something that causes the defense many problems on any given night, as here you can see it takes 3 Pacer defenders to collapse on him to try and slow him down, but ultimately everyone was too late and his head of steam is too much for them, resulting in a foul. The burst he uses to get past defenders is a sneaky one, as you won't expect him to shift gears the way he does, and if you pay attention, it's not really off the first step where he creates the separation, it's truly on the second and third stride out the dribble where he gains that step on the defender, and at this point it's too late to contest him. Now with this quickness he has, he can use it to shift defenders out his way if needed, so when he feeds this jittery in and out when coming up the floor, this makes the defender completely shift out his way, opening up an angle to attack the rim. And now with the big sliding over, Shai is able to high carry through the tight area to get to the paint, and once again the defense is forced to foul him. See, when you break down the plays and actually watch the game, you can easily see that Shai isn't just foul baiting, as he's someone who understands how to use his tools to pick apart the defense. Now so far we've covered the speed, but sometimes you must slow it down to see what the defense is doing, and 9 times out of 10 when you do this, something will open up for you. It's now up to you to go complete the play. Take this play for an example. As Shai comes off the double screen set up top, he's invited to a wide open lane to attack. Now most guards will fly right off and explode right to the rim, but with Shai, he understands that going fast all the time isn't the answer. So instead, he plays a game with a big called hide and seek. Either make the big come seek you out since your man is too far behind, or make him go into hiding with your big on the roll. With Shai deciding to slow down on the attack and giving a slight head fake to Hartenstein, this makes Jaren Jackson go into hiding, so now Shai can go lay it in gracefully. This patience not only works when you're driving the ball, as if the defense decides to double him, Shai can stay calm, cool, and collected, and with some manipulation, he'll allow them to double him while bringing them out further away from the basket, and then at the perfect time, he hits Hartenstein in the middle of the floor for an easy floater. This right here is a skill every guard should have at their disposal. Not every time will the first option be the best option, so you must analyze the floor to see what angle gives you the best attack, and once you do, well here's where you hit it with some speed. Notice a big switch onto you, don't rush, stay chill, and then explode right past them. Locate that gap you want to rush, well go ahead and feed one move to shift your defender's momentum so you can attack with little resistance. And then let's say if you do get stopped one way on the drive, this doesn't mean just give it up, as there might be another angle present for you to attack, and bada bing, you have now stress tested the defense into failure. This way of carving the defense is not seen around the league on a consistent game-to-game basis, as it takes a high level of skill to dissect defenses like this. When you're at an elite level, little but major things like snaking off the screen become so valuable, because with Mike Conley trailing the play, this leaves Gobert as the man to make the decision on what to do next, and if he isn't thinking on his toes, well 2 points down the drain, here we go. Things like this is what takes you from being a good guard in the league to a great one. Sometimes your initial attack will get stopped, but it's all about how you react in real time to get back open, and then once you're faced with another difficulty, how well can you go through adversity to still convert the bucket. When looking at Shai's drives this season, he's attacked the rack 21 times a game, which puts him at first in the league, and he has a 60% field goal percentage on 10 shots taken on these drives. This right here is extremely valuable to a team as it puts the opposing squad in foul trouble, and with the worry of his driving picking them apart, you'll see them load up heavy to try and stop Shai, but here's where he can simply hit one of his guys on the outside, and here comes another 3-ball. This slashing nature is what jumpstarts his game as it lets him see some easy ones fall in, but trust me, once the juices are flowing, that mid-range creation becomes elite. Just like with his driving, Shai can make it very tough for defenders to stay attached to him in this area, simply because he understands how to react quickly to what defenders will do at any given moment. For example, when Shai runs up the floor to get this handoff, he already knows the defender will try and beat him to get to the spot by going under the screen. So what does Shai do? He decides to turn the handoff into a pick and roll by immediately going back the other way. So now his defender is out the picture, the backline defenders are glued in the paint, and this one right here is straight cash. For high-level players, basketball becomes more about the small details rather than the flashy highlight moves. So on this play, if you look at Anthony Edwards, he's playing high above the screen. Now Shai could still attack left, but this wouldn't be the best idea as Edwards would be right there to jam him up. So by rejecting the screen and attacking downhill, this puts Ant at a disadvantage. Gobert himself is gearing up for that drive. And like I said earlier, Shai is always 2 steps ahead, so here comes a step back which creates space away from Gobert, and the fadeaway is easy money. That awareness to always be ready for the second defender comes in handy a lot, as beating the first guy off the dribble isn't the only thing you should focus on, as once you do beat him, there's usually someone waiting right behind to stop you. On this drive here, Shai immediately sees the double forming near the baseline, so he gets right into the body of McDaniels to fade off for the bucket. Right here, he snatches back aggressively on Curry to avoid one double, starts attacking down the left side to then see another double coming his way, and like that last play, he used the bump to create separation for the elevation. And then when he does sort of get stuck in a bad place when coming off a screen, Shai can use that pass fake to eliminate one defender, serve the bump to delete one more defender, and now he has just enough space to cash in. This mid-range game of his is something that reminds you of that old school rough play style, as Shai doesn't shy away from any contact in this area, and he makes buckets that many guys wouldn't even be able to make with a minimal amount of space. This area provides another level to his game the defense will have to prepare for, and it even stretches out a little further. With his improved 35% shooting on 6 threes per game, this makes defenders have to stay honest to his 3-ball, and when you combine that with his other offensive skills, this truly makes him unguardable. Say the defender keeps backpedaling, well go ahead and throw 3 on the board. If they leave him open while the ball is getting swung around, you already know what happens next. And let's just say he wants to exude that confidence, well he'll rise up right over Mathurin who's right in front of him and nail this extremely tough bucket. This skill of Shai is truly unmatched, and for people to see him as some foul merchant or some guy who isn't entertaining, you might want to think twice. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.